Hey guys, what's up? SUPERFLIP here, and in this video I'm going to show you guys 6 tips on how to be sub 20 on 3x3. Guys, if you're interested in cubing videos such as reviews, tutorials, unboxings, competition videos, etc., then remember to subscribe to this channel by hitting the big red subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it so that you never miss one of my videos. Alright guys, so before we get into the actual tips, you guys should know these two prerequisites. You should know full PLL, which I don't have a tutorial on, but I will be making one soon, so stay tuned for that. And you also should know 2-look OLL. I do have a tutorial on that, so I'll link that in the top right hand corner, so you can go check that out. Number 1. Use good finger tricks. Using good finger tricks is very important if you want to achieve sub 20 because it'll just make you so much faster than you already are. I've seen a lot of people finger trick U primes like this with their thumb, and I just don't get how that's ever going to make you fast. And I've also seen a lot of people finger trick F2s like this. They rotate and do an R2 rather than doing a double flick, and that's just not good. One of the most common finger tricks you should learn when achieving sub 20 is this one. You shouldn't do UU, you should do U2, which is a double flick with your pointer and then middle finger. So let's say you want to insert an F2L pair. Instead of doing then inserting, you could just do, which is obviously so much faster. And if you apply these more and more, it'll cut down your time by seconds or even more. 2. Work on algorithm execution. Algorithm execution is when you continuously practice PLLs until you get them under a certain time. So that when you get to a PLL like this, you don't have to do it slowly, it's not choppy, and you can actually do it fast, resulting in a fast time. The best way I like to practice this method is I like to do random PLLs on a solved cube whenever I'm bored. That was the T perm. I'll also sometimes do H perms and Z perms. Now here's the Z perm. As you can see, I'm not very good at Z perms. Sometimes I mess them up, which is why I need to practice algorithm execution, because if that happens in a solve, it's going to set my time back a lot. So that's why you should practice algorithm execution. Let's move on to the third one. 3. Look ahead. Now I know a lot of you guys have heard of look ahead, but you're not sure how to practice it. So now I'm going to share with you one of my favorite techniques of practicing look ahead. Sometimes I even use this in a competition if I'm not looking to spam TPS and I actually want to get good solves. So this method is called slow turning, and the reason slow turning works is because since you're turning slow, you can look ahead to other steps instead of pausing, then looking, then doing. It makes your solves much more fluid, and when you get better at it, you can increase your TPS, and that's why it makes you faster. So let's say I have this scramble right here. I'm going to look at my cross solution, which is about 4 moves. So I'm going to do my cross solution, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to look for other pieces. So I notice once I do this move to solve the green, this corner is going to end up right here and the edge will be right here. So I'm going to look at that pair first, and I'm going to solve it just like that. Then while I'm doing that, I'm noticing other pairs. So I look in the back and see that this is solved. So I'm going to rotate, do a back insert. Then I see this corner and this edge. So I'm going to solve it like that. Then I see this corner and this edge, so I'm going to solve it. And then you can look ahead to your OLL. I happen to know this case, but you could do 2-look OLL if you had to. And then if you turn slow enough on the last move, you can actually notice your PLL as well. This is a G perm, so you can just do the G perm and finish it off just like that. And as you keep doing it, as I said, you'll get fast enough to achieve your goal of sub 20. 4. Use good cross solutions. Cross solutions being efficient are very important because it's the first step of your solve, and it's a matter of doing it in 10 seconds or 4 seconds that'll actually get you sub 20. So some people might do this solution where they match up the red, they put the orange in, solve the red, put in the blue, solve the blue, take the green out like that, then solve it. Then they do an entire rotation like this. They pause and then they look for their first pair. That is very bad. What you could do instead, here's another one just so we can get some variety. Instead of actually pairing up the color immediately, you can not have it paired. For example, I know that the red is opposite orange, so if you pair it up with the orange, I see that this piece is paired up with its opposite, so I can put it up, and there we go, we already have 2 pieces. And before I do that, I can put this orange next to the red, So in 1, 2, 3, 4 moves, I already have 3 cross pieces in. Then I just look ahead to see this will end up here. I would insert it like regular and then do a D2 to finish it off while looking for my first F2L pair. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And just like that, we have built a cross while looking for our F2L pair, which we find right here. And then we'd go about solving our cube. 5. Predicting your AUF. Predicting your AUF is very important because it can shave half a second or even more off your time, and it prevents plus 2ing. So let's say you just finish off your OLL and you get a JPerm. So normally what beginners would do, they would do the JPerm, pause, then do their AUF and stop the timer. But if you knew how to actually predict your AUF, then you wouldn't need to pause. You would do your OLL, look at what the PLL is, do the algorithm, and immediately know what your AUF is, just like that. So now I'm going to teach you a couple tricks in order to actually recognize the AUF, and then I'm not going to teach you all of them, but every single PLL has its own trick, so you can figure those out on your own. But I'm just going to show you one with an A-perm and one with a J-perm. So let's say you have your J-perm alg, right? So you get to this case and you notice that you're going to start your algorithm right here with this bar in front. So if you wanted no AUF, you would turn it so that it's matched up with its center, then you would do the alg and there's no AUF. But let's say you have it here, right? So the bar's right here, it's not matched up, and you do your algorithm. The AUF would always be that bar, how you would need to turn it in the beginning. So this bar, I have to do a U prime to get it to match right here, which means the AUF is going to be a U prime once I'm done with the algorithm. And it is. Same thing with an A-perm and any other PL algorithm. If your block is over here and it's not lined up like this, if it's lined up, you're obviously going to have no AUF. But if it's not, you're going to look at one of these two bars, which way you're going to have to turn it in order to have no AUF, and that's your AUF in the end. So I would have to do a U to match it up like that. So after I do my algorithm, I know the AUF is going to be a U. Let's move on to tip number 6. 6. Learn algs for weird F2L cases. Learning F2L algorithms for weird cases are very important because it can shave a lot of time if you're not sure how to solve a particular case. For example, this case, I always used to do it like this. So I would take the edge out, then I would do this case, which is very inefficient. Instead, what you could do is you could do a triple reverse sexy move. So, and full speed, that looks like this, which is much faster than doing something like this. And another case you could do is where you get something like this, where this is in the back, and instead of doing a beginner method, matching it up and solving it like that, you could just do an algorithmic approach. So the algorithm for this case is R2, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R2. And that's much faster than taking the piece out, matching it up, and doing it again. So let's compare the two again. This is the beginner method, and this is the advanced method. As you can see, algorithms are much faster for awkward cases, and that's why you should learn them. Now I'm going to show you guys an example solve with all these proper techniques. So since this is a walkthrough, I won't be doing slow turning because I'll be talking over it, but normally when you would be solving, you would have to do slow turning. So first thing is use good finger tricks. So I'm going to look for an efficient cross solution, and then I'm going to use good finger tricks. So I see here, I'm going to do cross on bottom for this one. I will do a U R prime, then I'll double flick the F2 instead of doing a wrist rotation. I will do a D2 F prime with my thumb, which is a very common finger trick you'll see in more advanced people solves. Then I will look ahead to my F2L, so I see this pair right here. I'm going to preserve that. I'll finish off my cross, look ahead in my F2L. I knew that also I would just do it like that. Then I will predict my AUF. So I know when headlights are in front of me, I'm going to need to do a U on this particular R-perm. Just like that. That's how you get sub 20. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, then remember to give it a like and share it with your friends if you think they can get something out of it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see cubing videos every week on Wednesday and Friday, and comment down below any suggestions or questions you might have. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!